hotel. Combs' defense saying that the massive coverage of that leaked video has tainted
also says we're not DHS, so as far as we know, this didn't come from DHS or us.
Outside the courthouse, attorney Gloria Allred, who represents one of Combs' civil accusers, Don Rashid.
Good afternoon and welcome again to yet another edition of the nationwide energy sensitization campaign, where they come to you live this afternoon at the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. And today, this program is for make you where they use light and also you and a customer for the electricity, for let you know what you get for gain and what you need for do, and also other citizens in Sierra Leone waiting at their own roles and responsibility around the energy sector. This afternoon, me where they bring this program can to you, me na my own name Komba Gongo. This program will be funded by the World Bank and a collaborative effort between the Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission and that of the Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority. We there for ensure say the program will go well, and also you where they listen you also get right for also partake by either sending your comment or text question. Now the number 079 395 299 079 395 299. Again with me, one of the professionals from the regulatory, and at the head of the economic regulation, now the Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission. Now, if you just join me, this program don't start way back in August, and also now a continuation of this program will there also for ensure say you know about waiting at the waiting they play around the energy sector, both now the regulatory body and the distribution and supply authority body as well. So today, one for no Mr. Kaima, people then they will then just they join me for the first time regarding this campaign. Then go on for waiting this campaign they all about.
From there, this particular campaign when energy sensitization, we World Bank supports EWRC in collaboration with ETSA. Now for law really create an awareness, law educates the people then how to take ownership of their electricity infrastructures then. Normally when we calculate tariff, then a lot of issues will come up what they call losses, and then losses there will get on both the commercial and technical losses. The technical losses here now their vandalization week they take place, you know, they're stealing the week they take place by electricity. So we come again for law, we actually educate on now how now we will take ownership of their infrastructures there, so that you know actually they occur at their community in the day. Because if you sit down at that community in the day, somebody just command that you go cut the cable in the day for go make port with them or vandalize them because of other political reasons, you know, all that thing that they go make blackout dinner at the community. And one for left from they also know say their infrastructures there now taxpayers' money there where they can use for buy the transformer, they buy the cable, they buy that their lines and they. So we want for actually give that responsibility, say their property there, if you take ownership of us, if you take responsibility for make sure say you own their property and they, because now government property and they. If their property they get problem, now blackout you say go there inside it. We don't want for them at that stage and the way somebody not go cut the cable there, you don't vandalize the place, they will decide blackout, they will give a name to ETSA. So one let you take ownership of their property there. If you see somebody want to go vandalize them, somebody want to go cut cable, somebody want to put thief light, make sure say you report to the appropriate authority. These are some of the key reasons why we can at the media for law able educate to now, for law able to take ownership of that on a community, that transformer the day, the people the day where they thief their light, the day 50 fatal. You know, with the illegal connections, they some man that they where we say they dress, they say na ESA they work, which of course not ESA they work. So we want for really educate now. Let us say open a yard there, like mount to fat people make sure say we have prevented thing and they so that it nobody happen within the community. So now make World Bank it supports EWRC and ETSA. But make sure say we sensitize and educate the people, then they will take responsibility of their infrastructures, and they so that ETSA not going to embark on their losses here, what they call commercial and technical losses here. So these are one of the major objectives that they for now.
Plenty. Thank you, Mr. Kenema, for bringing this kind of information to me. Also, among we at the studio would also don't be joined by the one of the guests. We will also get chance and the opportunity for also introduce himself.
Good afternoon. Me na Engineer Bokari Musa, Head of Electricity from EWRC.
Mr. Engineer, thank you very much for joining at the studio. As you know, the program there about the nationwide energy sensitization campaign, and plenty of people that were out there go want for know say this campaign how it come about, waiting at the purpose or waiting at the objective, waiting they try to achieve at the end of this project.
Well, the campaign really become about after a series of studies where EWRC and other partners they don't do, where we find out say ETA get some issues and we know about losses, whether not financial loss or energy loss. Now some of the losses and then the way we don't come across, and in come about this initiative for let we ensure say we sensitize the public for let them understand about the losses we ETA they go through, and also the losses we ETA they go through for let them know say also the impact them, because some of the losses that we ETA they go through not to ETA they're responsible for, but other players and they within where some of them are thief light, some of them are vandalize the system, that they make ETA the losses. Last year we do tariff review. Now within that tariff study, we get huge amount of losses, and some of the things that we'll realize within the losses after we do a tedious investigation, we realize now because of the interference of people into ETA the operation, such as that they bypass electricity, that they bypass the meters, people that they tamper with meter, people that do illegal connections, then they operate the network where they don't get the right authority for doing. And apart from that, people then they vandalize the asset then at the communities and they hit poles and nobody knows take responsibility. All some of these things we see as losses. And so when we raise this concern to with development partners like World Bank, it be by the initiative for let's say yes, people need for get knowledge for let them understand say some of these things get some repercussion, because at the end of the day it boil down to cost, and the cost they boil down to tariff, or it boil down to electricity cost. So at the end of the whole campaign, we want for ensure say with listeners and really understand why we know for thief electricity, why we not for see people that they thief electricity, we not for alarm. We need for ensure say at the end of this campaign, people that don't understand how they're able to use energy efficiently, people that understand how they're able to use electricity wisely, people that understand how they're able to control electricity wisely. At the end of the day, it will able to help for save life, property and money, and it will able to smooth the operation of ETA. And apart from that, it will also bring comfort to the supply of electricity within the communities that USA with it. Now this one for achieve at the end of the day. So once let the consumers and the one that would buy the electricity, the one that would use the electricity, the one that would the communities and USA ETA the property and they for let them be well educated about it, so that we all will become watchdog for the assets of ETA.
Plenty. Thank you, engineer. You don't make your valid points and bringing up, say, one of the reasons we make this campaign come about as a result of the losses where ETA don't go to, especially where people then they thief the light. Now, when you talk about this thief light, not for the first time, this people then or listeners or viewers then go down your button. Then when they ask this question, what ETA have done they do for ensure say they improve the system for ensure say this thief light business here and not be a thing of the past, not to something where them for they discuss all the time, but rather than for don't jump and pass that stage and try to focus on other areas for ensure say them provide the service where people they want.
For let ETA succeed, they're not going to succeed in isolation. They must succeed with other parties. They must succeed with other development partners. And number one, the regulator EWRC. We get the responsibility for ensure say we do any activity or involve into any project where we will enhance the operation of ETA. So now that reason make where we monitor the performance of ETA, we bring out these issues to development partners That's the first step what we do, because just like I say, not all the one great responsible for development. So we get a mandate for help them for let them able perform very well in the sector. So if we see fault about them, we go bring them to the notice, we go bring them to the notice of other development partners and see how we go able to address the issues in it. So one of the ways now the recommendation what we do to World Bank for ensure say we do this campaign so that at the end of the day people they will be fully aware. There are other measures again where ETA then serve as body where they're responsible for manage and control the infrastructure or the asset then where they don't do. Well, they don't try. We can see most of the transformers, the substations, the way they get fence, they get doors in, they get padlock then, and they get a barbed wire. But now all this security and provision where they don't put in place, still people that they go break their areas and they forgo thief cable and a copper cable within their substations. So then one of the ways how they don't try for able and shall say they able cut down on this and thief or illegal connections the way they happen. Another means we know say and we'll be done in discussion with ETA for quite a long time now with the implementation of the task force. They be done from a task force unit where they embark on spot inspections in. So they read the system, they able to read meters and how the meters and the consumer in consumption pattern be done, the things and change, how long it not done the top up or the top up which it don't happen. Then they're able to go check, no, something is wrong here, something is fishing. So that task force they be done, they embark on spot inspections then. So as I speak, so one case be done recently reached to the commission where that case they will find out say the person will be the tip the light. Now business they do. And that person they don't after all investigations, they don't find it's a one thing. And now they pay over 300,000 millions to ETA because of the thief will be the thief light. Apart from that, plenty other cases and they with this task force they don't bring out where it help ETA for able reduce then losses. Another area again where they don't embark on as will be done the advice now technology. They don't bring in the AMI meters in. We get industries, we get factories and we get and consumers and when a large consumers in that they consume electricity in large way. So all the large consumers in recommendation be done they follow they install these AMI meters. When a smart meters in, the moment you tamper with and the moment you bypass and or you play around, it's easy for let able notice and take action. Now some of the ways and is where the self be done able bring up issues and for let they ensure say they able cut down on the cost of theft and also the bypass where people that bypass the network.
Plenty thank you, engineer. At least you don't able to bring out some of the things that we serve as customers or consumers of electricity service where will they left for the ETA they do, because security measures are one of the key important elements that we need for put in place in every development. Not bring can development, then not put security, because at the end of the day you need for protect which you don't develop so that it will last for long. Failing for do that, you go realize your efforts, your resources, and every other aspect we put into that particular development, it will go down the drain. So Fambul, you don't hear from the experts in SSF and also the strive we ETA don't make for ensure say we continue to enjoy sustainable electricity. Now I want to come to Mr. Kenema, Head of Economic Regulation. You don't hear waiting engineer talk about regarding the T-Flight business. Now, plenty people go say over the years and over these years and other years and they don't see in various publications on how ETA and SSF responsible for in own losses them, which is can reach up to 40% of the own losses, including both technical and financial losses there. Then at the end of the day, the commission we're responsible for set the tariff, then can just pass on that tariff there to the righteous one there. Waiting at the role we owner don't do as a commission for ensure say owner not going to take all the time the blame or the losses of ETA and pass it on to the customers there.
Well, there's a lot of reforms where they take place right now in ETA, and we know say in an institution we challenge, especially when it comes to losses, commercial losses like collection problems. You know, so they can normally get issue of collecting the resources. You know, the losses they not only on customers alone. You know, losses they spread all over, even to government level. You know, they're not able to collect most of their money they need. So now there's a lot of reforms where they take place for make sure see one they get a collection single account, somebody will manage that collection account, we make sure say all them accounts and the way scatter, you don't go scatter again. At least they try to get a single account way that it will be managed, you know, by independent somebody. That reform is ongoing. Of course, collection and manual also is they can review all that as well, because these are all mechanisms for see how there's best to be able to reduce or minimize their losses. And they, of course, on the theft area, these are things we challenging because one, ETSA maybe you not get the manpower for spread out the entire region. But what we actually they advise as a regulator to ETSA and for like we will embark on a very embark on a technology when a meter system where that technology is we will really cover the entire customer. Our customer base is very small. We have about 370,000 customers. That's small customer as compared to other countries like Kenya, Nigeria, when it comes to customer base. But if you get the required technology, we will cover and monitor the entire customers. Just like we brother mentioned about the AMI meters. The AMI meter we will really track all what they consume at the end of the day. And ETSA we will then and the office we will know how much you know consume, we will know for calculator bills and it. So now that kind of technology we believe so if ETSA go into it, it will minimize that theft. But as long as this traditional method no more, it will be very, very difficult. So now make we work with ETSA as well as other development partners. We make sure say they got a robust technology we will really capture the entire customer there. So that also, but the major objective now for really we will educate from both out there for them really take a responsibility and also help ETSA for make sure say their commercial losses there and their technical losses will be able to reduce drastically.
Plenty, thank you. Now, I just want to come back to you with regards to the question where I really try for you pinpoint on. We look at the losses where ETSA don't they go through, and as the regulatory body now not responsible for ensure say on a set tariff. The losses then, how una cable controller not for pass on to the righteous people that way be say, then they pay. Not to them fault for let ETSA not collect the revenue, but rather at the end of the day, because ETSA shorting of financial resources, then at the end of a set tariff, they will pass it on to the poor people there or the layman. At the end of the day, it affect them. What they do as a regulatory body for ensure say the layman not suffer because of ETSA and your negligence.
Well, the tariff hook is set a cost reflective tariff. And we say a cost reflective tariff and a pass through. You know, go for say this policy, you know, they part of the losses, so you know go pay. Of course, yes, but when we say we want for take a cost reflective tariff, we get for take into account all the losses then. The only thing we do as a regulator, we can normally benchmark their losses then. If for instance the losses are about 45%, okay, benchmark and say okay, well, 40% can be spread out. The remaining 5%, ETSA will take responsibility. So we will share out their losses and into two, so that the consumer also take part and the ETSA also take responsibility for let pay the other part. So this is how we normally balance for get a cost reflective tariff. But for long no day into all the thing and day, now make we try for create the awareness for let make sure say ETSA and back on a robust transformations and make sure they get the required technology. We will be able to track all customers then. You know, just like the mini grid, the way they can get a meter system when a smart meters the mini grids they operate. If I not say one great mini grid operator can hold a laptop and monitor all the customers there. You will know the customer we pay, you know the how we not pay. We able money, we able to get a track record of all the customers there. Now that kind of system they will try for the ETSA gets. Then I want there. Of course, the losses not only commercial losses, the technical aspects, you know, the low voltage and the high voltage. We be say engineer will able to elaborate on that. And then they all can make, you know, most of the large customer base will get when a prepaid customer, which is about 95%. Most of them are a low voltage they operate on. And I did the losses in terms of the low voltage, because high voltage is very difficult for the losses behind the high voltage, because if I don't to all my get my going for high tension cable there, they don't get my go near them. So that there's small cable they don't say somebody will easily take a leather, a clay, a chain cable there, and they low voltage and they more the losses kiss. So at the end of the day, if I don't say that the losses can spread amongst the poor one there. So but we don't want for day in that situation a day. Now me the idea of this energy sensitization for all you really educate people there, for let it be let the eye open and that community so that anybody will just come a claim even a SI get SI ID card this and that. Try for really know whether an SI come on and that thing and then one way they do any legal connection you get meter but that person you not get meter but you enjoy live 24 hours. That like the other person supposed to enjoy but because of we need to talk with the C but we need to talk then they all they create problem and they make us also go at loss because we don't know the way they connected, we don't know the way they're not connected, we don't get the issue, all the challenges that is a serious challenge. So now we are here today to really educate the people that let they all be watchdog for themselves and make sure they take ownership of their assets there.
Yeah, just before I come engineer, I still wonder with Mr. Kenema with regards to these tariff issues. Now, of recent, we realize say the commission omits a specific aspect now the tariff setting where they call the T1, wherein now that portion they be available for the poor people then. But now they don't omit them. This now a platform where I would really like for you elaborate on why make them be omit that T1, how long that T1 get for last for before they bring and come back, or if they ever get for bring and come back, because taking into consideration that the ants are not, they'll not be the same. So you know, say everybody get for the pay a rate where be say they not get for the consume. So you always get for consider the masses and the poor. Their young portion need for day. Waiting that you comment towards the removal of the T1 in lifespan of existence, if whether I get for come back or not, waiting that you take.
The T1 they call it the proper category. The proper category this now a decision where the commission can take when setting up the tariff. Say law make allocation for the poor one. But before ever really we get to that, normally there's a policy can normally cover and the way they call the proper policy. And we are yet to develop a proper policy. So the time we develop the tariff model, we actually among the tariff structures we put the proper category. So we'll review the tariff, the desire of that poor owner for actually let the poor one really enjoy the tariff. But because of ETSA, they lack the required technology for really differentiate whether not the poor one, whether not the rich one. So what will happen? Everybody will enjoy poor, whether you know gentleman or industrial, everybody as he buy to poor, they will enjoy first poor before ever begin to enjoy the actual tariff. So the desired goal for that poor, be actually be met. So what will happen now? It's a system be go at loss because we don't be really know whether not the poor, whether not the poor person, whether not the rich person. Because the idea was where that person where for consume from 0 to 25 kilowatt inside month, and the actual poor person. But anybody and that money where for take buy by then was 64,000. So anybody will buy above 65,000, not to poor person anymore. So that was the objective. But if somebody they go buy top up instead of buy 64,000, we for enjoy 7 months, they go buy 150,000, 200,000. Automatically that person not to poor person. So we expect say that person for common that band. So what happen? The person need to come on at the band, they remain at the band, they enjoy the band, they kinda the original band. So the desired goal for that poor was not met. So we found out say SRB they lost also revenue by that. So the commission decide for suspender. They don't pull out and suspend the suspender for a period of time until their reforms they all take place. When their reforms they all not take place now, we not get a proper person, we not do socio-economic studies now and realize the real poor people they now from there now we can work out the proper category back again so that people will really the poor one they will be really enjoy that particular category there. But because of the technology not be there for separate down the finance ESA will go at loss. So for be fair with ESA and also for be fair with the people of Australia, so we decided for suspend now or make sure see the actual reforms take place so that we can now we categorize it the actual and the purposes so that as you buy the 65,000 we don't see in a purpose you make sure see you make use that 65,000 instead of 1 month day. So that was the idea why they be removed that proper category. So
plenty, thank you. We don't bring out, we don't give you an enlightenment with regards to the T1 tariff, and also waiting have been the reason we make the removal. We hope say the commission in the wisdom will see and fit say a necessary for consider the poor one them. If you just join with this now the nationwide energy sensitization campaign where they come to you live now the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, and this now a collaborative effort between the EWRC and that of the EDSA. I get with me two specialists there, one from the economic regulation and one from the energy sector. I want to come to engineer. You don't hear your colleague don't able to dive on the aspect of tariff issues. Now the campaign is not just the focus on tariff issues, but why you feel say people that really not for just consume the energy, but why they need for pay for it. Because payment is one big aspect where plenty people can see. Why make you feel say the need for pay for the energy where then they use?
Yes, a very important follow pay for the electricity what they use. I just want to digress small. Like just able give small attention to what me brother just in relation to how we be able to recover from the losses and how ETA will be able to recover from the losses. So we as regulators waiting at some of the things that we put in place for like we ensure say they're able to minimize the losses. Now me colleague able highlight some of the methods or some of the ways and where we don't they work around ETA for the way we do that. One, it try to talk about tariff review. And the tariff review, when we find out say let's say the losses are 40%, that losses there we don't and strategize a loss reduction strategy for like we able to ensure say every year a percentage they will enter for improve on their losses, meaning they need for the reduce every year. In the last tariff setting it was set at 2%. So the percentage of for this last year and that target has been given to them, and that be one of the conditions that will be attached to the tariff where the commission be approved. That every year they for reduce 2%, every year they for reduce 2%. And we're not just the talking, but we ask them for let they able and work on and loss strategy reduction methodology. And we don't they engage with EGTC because EGTC self get a role for play how they go able to work along for able to do that. In only tap day we be done to find out as regulators that losses they're not just not to waiting on more people that they become the losses, but also losses that also they happen because of delay in outages for response. They sometimes they know they come into immediate response when complaints are made with and maintenance within the network. Sometimes then they customers that don't call say we don't get so area the transformer they down or the pole they down or so problem they delay be done there in terms of maintenance or that one they kick out cost, because when you supply the electricity in that transformer it go to the customer, you just find out say maybe now 70% of the customers utilize the electricity, what they happen 30% they go in vain, and you get for pay at the end of the day ETA get for pay for that electricity day. So this are some of the things that will be done to find out say when the team not proactive for able response to calls for maintenance, that also they lead to losses. And so we be only bring out these strategies for able ensure say the call centers and proactive, then they pick up people they call and then they respond, and apart from that again the maintenance teams and different divisions and locations and they ensure say they're proactive for respond to some of the calls where people they complain and then communities and they. So now some of the issues and any way we be done to discuss with them for let that able help them improve on the losses, so that by the time we go into next tariff review and by the time this year reduce, this year done tariff and losses could not reduce. By the time we go to the next tariff review, maybe we could not even go beyond the expectations. Now some of the things that they what they expect. Then down to your last question, be there around. You ask waiting at some of the thing that we as regulators also they do in terms of the one that they tip life and waiting at the impact. Yes, people that need for pay for electricity where they use. As citizens, we need to be responsible for the things that what they do. Same way, so we want freedom, we want rights. Now, so also we need to take responsibility for the actions and things that what they do. You know, ETA to such an extent, I would say that business that they do, though the business what they do, they know they get profits because all they set tariff, they know they get single profit. Now only way to be able to help them for let it operate. Now you know more the commission is set. But to such an extent, a business that they do because they buy and they sell and they repay back. So na business that they do. So if consumers and they use electricity, they not pay for it. Now a losses on the part of ETA. Now a losses on the part of government. As they speak right now, the arrears and where ETA not be able to pay the one that where they sell the electricity to ETA is over $20 million. Apart from the one where government be don't pay few months back, it's over $20 million. Arrears and normal we be done for the past few years. Some of this one they result because of people that they use electricity, they know they pay for it. And just like my colleague be they highlight, if we highlight some of the people that whether they use electricity, they know they pay for, not so just the ordinary citizen, but even with MDAs and ministries, department and agencies, and some of them self be don't they use electricity, they know they agree for pay. This be don't bring an issue because way back then now post-pay meters that they don't get, and these post-pay meters and some of the facilities are still there. Think about the military, think about the police. How many of them are paying electricity? So all these losses they go to ETA. But at the end of the day, na ETA na the picture. But government instead get a responsibility, they get a role for play. Now that reason me brother talks say reforms and then now for the able means of energy able work with the MDAs and quarterly now the MDAs are going to pay in terms of electricity directly to ETA, not to the offices again. So that this way, because when they give them the money, they know they pay. So these are some of the reforms and another aspect of that reform now for let they ensure say these barracks, whether it be police or it be soldier or then ministries and whether it be the Ministry of Energy or Ministry of this or Ministry of that or they all for let they able install AMI meters in there and we not prepare meters and back. So if you not prepare meter, where electricity don't do, you go pay for them. So these are some of the challenges but we want for the citizens to know say if we use electricity, whether we use it legally or we use it illegally, we don't pay for them. Let we know say a cost on the states and a cost on the citizens. So let we ensure say we be responsible citizens when we use electricity, we pay for it. That way we help ETA for go buy light back a cranky. Because sometimes then some people in a community, as soon as light go, then they cost ETA. They cost them, use bad language against them. They don't do it again, they don't this, they don't that. But some of these guys that way they do that again, they know they pay for electricity. We know say injustice, innocent one a day, where sometimes because of the actions, injustice come on their way. But some of them, whether they do this act here, they know they pay. So let we be responsible citizens by what they pay for with electricity business. This way will help for the way we get smooth flow of electricity and we will become honest to ourselves and to the people of Sierra Leone.
Okay, plenty, thank you, Fambul. You don't join me. This is the nationwide energy sensitization campaign where they come live to you now the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Our engineer are able to enlighten me lengthily about what we need for do as citizens, where we need for pay light, and also how we will enjoy sustainable light. Now, I get a question also I really want for you to address. This I really look at the technical aspect because you get a twofold way we brother Mr. Kenema also look at the financial aspect. Waiting at the thing that we say in terms of the technical aspect, customers then when they use electricity service, especially ETA service, waiting at the technical things that they need for do for prevent consistent increase in tariff.
Yes. You mean electricity bill? Yes, of course electricity bill now one of the bills that will keep a monthly can really affect we budget anytime where we do that. So we always all the campaigns that will be done they do right around the country will be done they encourage consumers and for let they ensure say let they able do the house, the industries, the institutions, let they able do professional wiring and they will able do that by way they hire professional person and also let they ensure say they buy quality materials and so that they will able do house wiring properly. And when they do house wiring properly, definitely that one of the measures. You know only tap the where we they buy electrical and electronics equipment and let we ensure say we buy the one that winner of low voltage and new one then when we they buy new electrical and electronics equipment then they will help you for let we able reduce on the electricity consumption at our homes and because most of the new equipment that they are of low voltage compared to olden days. Now that reason make we encourage Fambona and for let them really they embark on new electrical equipment rather than they go buy the Belgian teams that way they can. Anything when electronic something, electrical something, when a Belgian team where they don't make sometimes back efficient these days. Because maybe no more they don't use them for a very long time before it come naturally. So by the time you have taken you use them, the efficiency of that particular equipment don't reduce. It will demand more energy, more consumption before it will work effectively. So we encourage them for let it continue for ensure say they buy new equipment and they buy low energy bulbs and low wattage bulbs and they buy no and they also control the use of electricity in the house. Let them educate family members and let everybody use electricity wisely. Let try for put off lights outside in not necessary or the time when not necessary. We ensure say we put off gadget them when they know they in use. So when we get a control, that we able reduce and we build in the house, and also we don't give leverage to other people then for let able use the power in the far end of the network.
Plenty, thank you, Mr. Kenema. I want you to light on this question. What are the economic activities where family need for do where they no see paying of electricity bill as a burden?
Yeah, family just like we brought a measure. One of the savings we get for do, make sure say that you lights that wattage will be the buy 100 watts, 40, 60. You know that they know they again a style. Look for the low wattage. If now they 5 watts and they fix them, your light will always be bright. We want sleep, reduce some of the energies and make sure say you hot the bulbs in. The one bulb let in a parlor. The you that freezer day when are you na plasas no more the 1 week plasas you cook and put an freezer day. That freezer also will help you for make use economic use of that particular freezer day for make you cool water, make you ginger, make you ice block, make you ice cream. All that is a productive use. One they make use of the productive use of their light away they buy. They buy the light, say the light there, but you need to make economic use of that light there. So one for also create this awareness here, make productive use of that particular light we they buy. That freezer they not only for the cool plazas, but also for the user for the same water, say your ice cream, say you soft drinks, say you whatever you we go cool with that freezer, they will go make money. Also then we will help you. This sign are the productive use. So do ya the utility community day. Now you know more is to pop. You know say that name by the agree to pop, then you begin meter. We report to ESA. Reports to either way as law knows this community and they see meter they will like the candle or than the this and the area that they will take down the all help for reduce losses na ETSA hand. Yeah, no left down then go vandalize that transformer. You know talk nothing. Reports immediately the way you see that they see some clean pole we not satisfied. Call. These are some of the idea who they really can follow you where educating them so that when I take ownership of this ETSA infrastructure.
Plenty, thank you, Mr. Kenema. This now for we family, you will just join me, or if you are a customer for ETSA, no say whenever you get a complaint, make sure say you report to ETSA customer care line winner 672. Most preferably use orange number, call it on 672. If at all you never forget ETSA or you don't make a formal complaint, you never get there, you get the right for make a report to the regulatory body when at the Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission. You can call them on 078-359-299, 078-359-299, or you address a letter to the Director General when at 55 Barwick Street, Freetown. Mr. Engineer, this now a nationwide energy sensitization campaign. We don't go over radios several times, TV several times. Waiting now the next step when this campaign get for take, which fold they get for take again for ensure say people then continue for digest on the message in a brief.
Yes, since we don't use the other form of media for that we able to reach out to people, then we also very considerate that people then they way they not just listen to TV or listen to radio. So we get for do a road show, and that road show get for they within Freetown. We go target communities and also we'll find out say business people and plenty, and also communities that we not slums and like a bay, because now some of the areas and we mostly or sometimes we get complaints again about electricity theft. We can see in environment and where the housing so congested. So now some of these areas that we get for visit, we ensure say we actually able to talk to people then in face or one-to-one, so that when we talk to them, we'll be able really able to explain, let them able understand the ancients of this and compare, so that we able help them for let them able reduce some cost, and that we able help them for let them become responsible citizens. Also, apart from that, again, we get other media. Then we get the Facebook, we also get Twitter, where we messages that they go through, so that people then with another platform then they can able access to some of these messages that will they just have through. Of course, the one that will be done they do when a town hall engagement, they will be done they give flyers. out for let people that able get in and discuss, and whether we'll be able to discuss with people that for let able see the entrance of the campaign and how they self able disseminate message to other people there.
Mr. Kaima, your last word, please.
Famude, they make productive use of the energy, save the energy, so that you say we will enjoy the top up. Because if you don't save the energy at the end of the day, Naboku grumble. They also help ETSA also. Anybody who is not satisfied with where they claim that pulley, anybody who the internal transformer for cut cable, they are for raise alarm and call ETSA, the appropriate authority, so that we will avoid blackout in the community. Now because we allow a lot of people there, they vandalize, a lot of people that they thief light. Now this will make the light the shorty, and when you get the required light, we will enjoy, and ETSA say they get enough money for able to run a business. So from where this awareness raising, we want to create that awareness so that users will take responsibility for make sure say you know happen. When I plenty thank you, unatata.
Till we meet again, I want to call this program to an end. Thank you.
Sierra Leone, let's unite. Efficient energy use, let's get it right. Protect our assets night and day. Follow the rules, pave the way.